It's finally here, everyone, the thing we waited for. Dark Souls 2 DLC was announced by From Software yesterday on the 4th of June with the release of the first trailer. Even though FromSoft stated that the game won't get any DLC, now it seems the whole thing was either a lie or the fans were so demanding on getting a DLC that the developers had to change their plans. Either way, I am happy with the decision of DLC and was hyped as hell when I saw the trailer yesterday. We will get 3 episodical DLCs under the names of Crown of the Sunken King, Crown of the Old Iron King, and Crown of the Ivory King. In each DLC we will gain access to new environments and areas and must retrieve the crowns named in the title. These crowns are old powerful items as it seems and must inhabit the force of many mighty souls which were collected over the years. But whose crowns are these? What are these new areas and what else will we get? I will try to analyze the trailer as best as I can to see what we can expect, but first of all, let's watch the trailer in its whole. Alright, so, the trailer begins similar as the opening cinematic as the main game. We see the mascot character of Dark Souls 2 fighting what looks like to be a Heidi Knight. The Heidi Knights weren't such prominent enemies in the game and were actually no enemies at all if you left them alone. Normally, they just sit around and mind their own business, waiting for the world around them to crumble. Here it seems though that the character angered one of the knights and a fight started. Maybe we actually find out more about the mysterious Heidi Knights and their backgrounds, because so far we nearly know nothing about them. Only the connection to Heidi's Tower of Flames and the Way of the Blue is given, but other than that there is not much more. It grows deeper still, the more flame you covet. This sentence is definitely referring to the curse and how it is still eating itself into our character even after obtaining the Great Souls. The crowns hold the strength of lords long past. This sentence is probably referring to the Great Lords from Dark Souls 1, but the question is, whose strength is it and why is it in the crowns now? By finishing the game and playing the game in NG+, you will obtain the Old Pale Drake, the Old Witch, the Old Dead One and the Old King's Soul by defeating Freya, Lost Sinner, Rotten and Old Iron King. So the strength of lords is clearly reincarnated in these 4, and the question is, whose and what strength is in these crowns then? So far I have actually no explanation for this, so we might have to skip this one. Now we get our first real view on one of the new environments. In Crown of the Sunken King, we will have to obtain the old crown of Vendrick as it is stated so far, which means that the crown which you can find in Shrine of Amana is either a copy or just a replacement for the old crown, which Vendrick probably hid away from Nashandra. Deep down in the depths there lies an ancient city with pyramid buildings and bridges which lead over giant cliffs. This ancient town will be the first new area in the DLC. Question here is, where will it be placed? If it is underground, it could be connected to the Black Gulch, Gutter, or Grave of Saints, because these are the only areas that reach deep underground and could have the possibility to connect to such a place. The next picture we will get shows a throne placed on top of a mountain as it seems, surrounded by gears and chains. This is a sneak peek into the crown of the Old Iron King, and from the setting and the atmosphere of that area, I can actually imagine that it might take place in an area after Iron Keep. Iron Keep already lies far above the ground on top of a mountain surrounded by lava and fire, and it seems that the area still continues after the keep. With the title also named Crown of the Old Iron King, we clearly have a connection to Iron Keep and of course Iron King. The throne could be where Iron King maybe saw himself ruling over the land, high above over everyone else like a god than a mere king. Or another theory in my opinion is that this was planned as his last resting place, a throne high above the gods for him to rest and die. What makes this more plausible for me than the first theory are the gears. These are gears which are normally used in bell towers. Bell towers like Belfry Sol and Belfry Luna. It is highly believed that the prince and princess from the bell tower stories are the lost sinner and the old Iron King. A love that was never meant to be, because of family ties and betrayals. In symbol of their love, both of them created a bell tower to show their feelings for each other. The princess created Belfry Luna, which is located at the Lost Bastille, and the prince created the Belfry Sol, which is located at the Iron Keep. Iron King might have planned to finally go to rest on top of that mountain after he finished creating the bell tower, but he was already too corrupted, and instead of dying in peace, he got murdered by Smelter Demon, his own creation, and then turned into what we know now as the old Iron King. Third and last area we will get to see is from Crown of the Ivory King. To be absolutely honest, I have no idea who the Ivory King is supposed to be. I'm walking a bit in the dark here, and the only thing I can come up with is a connection to Thief. Ivory is white and pale, just like Thief was, and maybe, just maybe, this is where the connection lies in. The area would also quite fit into the theme of Thief with the white snow and the ice, which are basically sad crystals. Sadly, we know nothing so far about the Ivory King, or maybe it is just me who doesn't know anything. It wouldn't surprise me. But to be honest, the area of the Ivory King is the one that interests me the most. Ice, snow, and cold weather were never implemented into Dark Souls before, and it could give space for new kind of spells, ice weapons, cold-based enemies, and maybe a heat system that requires you to use a torch. It is really the area that piqued my interest the most. But back to the trailer. After these sneak peeks, we get a little inside view of the first area in the Crown of the Sunken King. We see dark and broken corridors, bridges, stairs, waterfalls. It reminds me a bit of an MC Escher painting combined with Mayan buildings. We also get to see some of the new monsters that will appear in the DLC, and... No! No, FromSoft! Bad! You don't do that! You just... don't! These statues were already the worst on their own, spitting poison in your face, stun-locking you, and every time you died you had to destroy them again. I think everyone hated these, and now you make a mobile enemy out of them? Why? Anyways, even though I already hate that enemy, it actually helps my theory that this area might be connected with the Black Gulch. As we see it entering the Rotten Boss arena, he is the one that creates the statues and probably placed them outside. It could be possible now that these creatures are also creatings of the Rotten and just wandered off into the next area after he was finished with them. Other enemies would be the bugs that either spread poison mist or the mist that breaks your equipment. We also get some new mace wielding undead warriors and the hexing using enemies from the Dark Lurker area here too. The next interesting thing to notice would be this wall carving. We see a group of people standing on the ground, some with their arms lifted up, and as the camera zooms back, we see the head of a dragon above the people and a sun directly under the dragon head. It looks either the people are praying to the dragon or the sun. The dragon could symbolize a threat to them, and the sun is a symbol of fire, and it could represent the end of the dragon era and the start of the Age of Fire. But maybe the people are worshipping the dragon though, which could be a connection to Dragon Shrine and the Ancient Dragon. So far I have no real theory on this carving and its meaning. The last thing we get to see in the trailer is a short view of a probable boss fight, a hellhound-like looking beast that devours our character. I was actually sitting here and tried to remember on what this beast reminded me of, and then it hit me. I was thinking of Manus' hand. The hand of Manus also shows multiple teeth and has a dark black-violet skin, just like the beast in the trailer. It is possible that there might be more bosses in the DLC that are fragments of Manus. Just like Tashana was a reborn part of Manus, there could be more of her kind that roam the land of Drangleic. Maybe not as smart as her and more beast-like, but the connection would be present. But maybe these creatures were also underlings or companions of Nashandra, parts of Manus that also tried to reach the Throne of Want and were sent to find the lost crowns and regain their power. And with flames and the release date, the trailer ends, and with that, this Anyalysis. Everything I said in this video was just a theory and nothing fact-based. These were my own experiences and thoughts by watching this trailer, and we will probably only find out everything once we play the DLC. I am looking forward to July and some new Dark Souls 2 content. I hope you enjoyed this video, and please share your thoughts and own theories with me down in the comment section. I would really appreciate it. My name is SteveChopz and I will see you next time. Goodbye.